He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig. He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt.
Well, he's not the brightest bulb on the planet. I mean, I've been watching him over the years, and I like his acting. But, you know, in terms of when I watch him doing interviews and various other things, we're not dealing with Albert Einstein. And, you know, he can say what he wants.
I want to until my falls off. I want to a horse, and I want to drink its blood.
He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt, doesn't pay his taxes.
I face enormous taxes, city taxes, state taxes, sales taxes, excise taxes, employee taxes, federal taxes, VAT taxes, different countries. It's my job to minimize the overall tax burden to the greatest extent possible, which allows me to reinvest in neighborhoods, in workers, and build amazing properties which fuel tremendous growth in their communities.
He's an embarrassment to this country. It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has.
Trump has stood consistently and alone against the establishment for decades. Trumpstan has been in opposition to unfair trade that is taking our jobs and destroying our economy. 35 years ago, he paid $100,000 for an ad in the New York Times to oppose the trade and war policies of the multinational corporations, the globalists.
So I will have, in my race, more than $100 million put in of my money, meaning I'm not taking all of this big money from all of these different corporations like she's doing. I asked Hillary, why doesn't she make $250 million by being in office? She used the power of her office to make a lot of money. Why isn't she funding, not for $100 million, but why don't you put 10 or 20 or 25 or $30 million into your own campaign? It's $30 million less for special interests that will tell you exactly what to do.
We've already been disenfranchised because you look at what's going on. Because if you think about it, the economy is rigged. The banking system is rigged. There's a lot of things that are rigged in this world of ours. And that's why a lot of you haven't had an effective wage increase in 20 years, folks, and we're going to change it.
It helps if you have a billionaire who doesn't need the money of the multinational corporate donors, and he's willing to fight. He has opposed the Republican orthodoxy of so-called free trade and of being the world's policeman, and he has said it to their face. He's called for ending NAFTA, for auditing the Fed, for releasing the secret 28 pages of the 9/11 report. He will stop TPP and TTIP and stop the exporting of jobs. Neocons and those who want to provoke wars for profit for the military-industrial complex are his biggest critics. For all his bluster, he has long criticized American militarism and confronted Jeb to his face on the lies about weapons of mass destruction that were used to start the Iraq War. But most of all, he's not part of the club. Globalists hate him. Multinational corporations hate him, the political establishment hates him, and the warmongers hate him.
Well, I'd like to punch him in the face.
Somebody who was able to take whatever assets he had and built it into a fortune, which he then dedicated to creating something better for others, namely America. He doesn't need the power, he doesn't need the money, he doesn't need the accolades.
This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so.
It's not about the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. It's about the people of America.
We will no longer surrender this country or its people to the false song of globalism. The nation state remains the true foundation for happiness and harmony. We will never enter America into any agreement that reduces our ability to control our own affairs.
What I care about is the direction of this country.
This election will determine whether we remain a free country in the truest sense of the word, or we become a corrupt banana republic controlled by large donors and foreign governments. These WikiLeaks emails confirm what those of us here today have known all along. Hillary Clinton is the vessel, a corrupt global establishment that's raiding our country and surrendering the sovereignty of our nation. This criminal government cartel doesn't recognize borders, but believes in global governance, unlimited immigration, and rule by corporations. It also believes in no borders. Just come on, folks, come on in. Speaking in secret to a foreign bank, again, just revealed, Hillary Clinton said, my dream is a hemispheric common market with open trade and open borders. Well, there go the rest of your businesses, and there goes your country, folks. The corrupt establishment in Washington wants to surrender America's borders, even as they send our troops overseas to protect the borders of foreign countries. We're protecting the borders of foreign countries, but not our borders. A Trump administration will secure control, defend and protect the borders of the United States. Behind closed doors, when she thought no one was listening, she pledged to dissolve the borders of the United States of America. No borders. You don't have borders, we don't have a country. WikiLeaks has given us a window into the secret corridors of government power, where we see a former Secretary of State announcing her desire to end forever the American independence that our founders gave to us and wanted us to have. American soldiers have fought and died to win and keep America's freedom. And now Hillary Clinton wants to surrender that freedom to these open borders, open trade, and a world government. And by the way, we want a government for the United States. We're very happy with it. Today we learned, amazingly, that the Department of Justice fed information to the Clinton campaign about the email investigation. Rudy Giuliani said it. This is collusion and corruption of the highest order, and is one more reason why I ask my Attorney General, I will ask, to appoint a special prosecutor. We have to investigate the investigation. This was a disgrace. This was a disgrace. Hillary bleached and deleted 33,000 emails after congressional subpoenas. Can you imagine that? They got a subpoena from the United States Congress, and then they deleted everything. If you did that in private life, you go to jail. And then destroyed her phones, some with a hammer. Boom. Anybody destroy your phones before with a hammer? Anybody?
First, Hillary Clinton said this, remember?
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material.
Was that true?
There was classified material emailed.
I did not send or receive any information that was marked classified at the time.
110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received.
Everything that could be in any way connected to work is now in the possession of the State Department.
No, we found work-related emails, thousands, that were not returned.
Did you or any of your aides delete any government-related emails from your personal account?
We did not.
There's no doubt that there were work-related emails that were removed electronically from the email system.
Classified material has a header which says top secret, secret, confidential.
One of her assistants at the Department of State talking about how they didn't have a secure machine or something like that. And so she told him, well, if you can't fix it, just send it without the headers. She said send it with the strictly classification markings off of it.
And use your home fax.
Off.
Right. That shows a willingness to expose national security secrets to a non-secure venue. That shows intent. And again, espionage, the failure to secure state secrets.
Hillary Clinton says that she can't remember what a C in bracket stands for. See, that's her signature, Clinton, with the C in bracket right there.
Some of the state secrets that she revealed use the proper true names of American intelligence agents operating undercover in the Middle East. When they lost their covers, they ran for their lives, and some of them didn't run fast enough and lost their lives.
What I'm very, very worried about is the direction of this country, that it might go in the wrong direction.
We need major surgery. This country needs major surgery.
Are you the surgeon?
I think I do a fantastic job, but I really would prefer not doing it.
And I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings and we're not. I know from a common sense financial standpoint that something has to burst. When a country is losing billions and billions and billions of dollars a year, and when other countries are making hundreds of billions of dollars, something is going to burst. I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off, and I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing: this country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been, believe me.
I've decided to do something about it. I couldn't stand to see what was happening to our great country. I've committed to a truly more powerful military, one prepared and equipped to stand up to any and all of our foes. When we draw a line in the sand, it needs to mean something to all, especially our enemies. I've released a tax plan that gives the middle class and those with lower incomes a chance to keep more of what they earn, while restructuring how the richest Americans will be paying taxes. I've introduced a whole new approach to job creation by encouraging companies to bring more of their jobs in manufacturing back to the United States, home where it belongs, along with the trillions of dollars currently being held in foreign banks overseas. What we need is leadership that can deal with our mess and begin to apply practical solutions to our problems. There's so much untapped greatness in our country. I don't need anyone's financial support, nor do I need anyone's approval as to what to say. I just had to do the right thing. I had to do it. I had no choice. I see what's happening to our country. It's going to hell. I had to do it.
This is what our new future will look like. I'm going to lower your taxes very, very substantially. I'm going to get rid of massive amounts of unnecessary regulation. All of these regulations on your business and in your life. I'm going to unleash American energy. I'm going to repeal and replace Obamacare. I'm going to appoint justices of the Supreme Court who will follow the Constitution. I'm going to rebuild our depleted military and take care of our vets who are treated so badly. In many cases, our vets are treated not nearly as well as people who come into our country illegally. We can't have that. I'm going to save your Second Amendment, which is under siege. I'm going to stop illegal immigration and drugs from pouring into our country and totally poisoning our youth and others. It's a tremendous problem. And yes, we will build the wall. The wall will be built. Mexico, by the way, we look at the trade deficit we have with Mexico. It's massive. The wall is peanuts compared to what we're talking about. And I'm going to renegotiate our disastrous trade deals, especially NAFTA. And we will only make great trade deals that put the American worker first and put the American worker back to work. That includes our miners and our steel workers. They're going back to work. We will rebuild our roads, our bridges, our tunnels, our highways, our airports, schools, hospitals. We'll rebuild everything. American cars will travel the roads. American planes will soar the skies. And American ships will patrol the seas. American steel will send new skyscrapers into the clouds. American hands will rebuild this nation. And American energy, harvested from American sources, will power this nation. American workers will be hired to do the job. We will put new American metal and new American steel into the spine of this country. Jobs will return, incomes will rise, new factories will come rushing back to our shores. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again.
and we will make America great again. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
If you care about your future, vote for it.